you, Colby, get up in there. So could you just put that in there? Thanks. Stop going. So
here we are, folks. We got the new Minn Kota Ultrex trolling motor. Just came out, ICAST 2016, here down in Orlando, Florida. It's got the best of both worlds of the Minn Kota Ultrex and of the Ipilot Ultrex system, all combined into one. It'll also link. We have the Ipilot Link that will link to your Helix 10 or your Helix units, the 10 and 12s. So you can follow contour lines, you can follow your tracks on your units and everything. But the coolest thing about the new trolling motor is it runs two different ways. You can run it by remote control. So if you're used to using an Ipilot system on the other motors, you know, you got this basically the same remote control. It's got an anchor, it's got a plus and minus for speed control, left and right, turn on and off your motor. It's got a constant button on here that'll send you in a heading towards the shore or towards a rock pile without you messing with anything. But the cool part about this motor now is also it has the foot pedal of a Ultrex. But the coolest thing is that I think is you can steer this thing with your finger. I mean, there's absolutely zero feedback in this foot pedal. There's no foot fatigue at the end of the day. There's no leg strain. I mean, it's got a century system in it. The harder you push, the faster the motor turns. So if you push real slow, it's going to go slow. If you push hard, it goes fast. So it's a really neat piece of equipment where, you know, Minn Kota for years has had two different trolling motors, and now they have one trolling motor with everything. And it's just so cool, and I'm so happy and excited that I get to keep this on my boat now, because I've been playing around with it for a couple months and I've had to take it on and off, and now that I have it on here, I mean, you can tell I'm happy. I mean, this is a good day for me. So, you know, this piece of equipment right here is what it's going to do is change bass fishing, you know, because a lot of walleye guys and offshore guys have been used to the Ipilot system. Well, we didn't have the spot lock, well, you know, when we're fishing out deep. Well, now we do, because all I got to do is hit the anchor button on the foot pedal, and now I'm spot locking. I'm going to save this spot. I'm going to be able to fish on this spot for however long I want to fish here. The trolling motor is going to adjust. It's going to probably keep me in a 3-foot circle at the bow. So I mean, I can make repetitive casts to the rock pile or the weed clump or whatever it may be down there. If I want to get down and change baits, I get down and change the lure. I stand up. I'm still in the same spot. It's a really cool feature. And it's pretty simple, because if I want to turn the spot lock off, as soon as I hit the foot pedal or the remote, it's going to shut it off. I can move 10 feet to the right, hit it again, and it's on. So it's very easy to operate. And then with the remote control, if I got it on spot lock and if I want to move 5 or 10 feet over, I can hit this. I hit the arrow button left or right one time equals 5 feet. So if I want to move over 10 feet, I hit it to the right 2 times. It's going to go 10 feet. It's going to spot lock us on that spot, and we're good fishing again. So they've figured everything out with this system, and since it's not really been available in the bass fishing world with the foot pedal where you can go in and out of docks where it steers real easy, that's why I'm so fired up about it, and I think it's going to change the way we fish.
Right, you have complete control over it, whether you're in the bow or the stern, whether you don't have foot fatigue.
I mean, you could sit down at the console, you can run the trolling motor with the remote, you can run it with the foot pedal. It doesn't matter where you're at in the boat.
Right.
Now the foot pedal supersedes everything that you do. I mean, it takes total control of the boat. I mean, if I'm running here on the thing and I hit something on the foot pedal is going to take over.
Right.
So the foot pedal is sort of like the main thing, and this is like a secondary feature to it. So, but it's the ease and the way it turns. Most people that have been in my boat, and as soon as they step on that pedal and that thing makes a quick turn to the left or right, they're hooked. You know, in the old days, it used to be a motor-driven steering. Well, this here's cable-driven, and it's got steering assist in the up there in the steering block of the thing, and it's got a sensory system right here on the foot pedal that senses how hard you push, and that's how it turns so easily. You know, a lot of people, when it first came out, they didn't realize this was cable-driven, but it's an actual cable-driven with steering assist. So it's, you know, it's the easiest steering trolling motor on the market, period. No questions asked.
Really nice. Obviously, the advantages are for the serious angler, but I also was thinking for a lot of our readers and viewers like me that have kids, it's a really nice thing that you can set this thing up, either control it by remote or lock on spot, and you can help kids get fish off the hook and do that stuff without worrying about.
I mean, it's always, you know, we got a little bit of a breeze here today, so it's always going to, you know, it's going to face into the wind or it's going to face into the current if you're fishing a river. Same thing, you can spot lock it, and the speed's going to automatically change on the trolling motor to keep you where you're at. So it's one of them deals, you know, like you said, you're more hands-on in the boat and you don't have to worry near as much about what's going on with your trolling motor, especially if you got it on spot lock or north up constant, you know, where you're going to be heading in a certain direction. You see, if I hit this green button, which is a constant, it's going to take the heading. Now what's going to happen, this trolling motor, when I set it, it's going to keep us on a heading going basically towards that shadow of that island. And if the wind blows us left or right, it's going to change the heading, and we're going to go right through there. So it's a pretty neat thing. Or if you want to cross the other side of a cove and you want to change lures in the meantime, you know, you're not changing lures and then trolling motoring over. You can be moving while you're doing something. So it's actually saving you a little bit of time fishing also. More
productive. If you want to go to a throwback bait or something, you have some smallmouth schooling up and you want to take your time away from the electronics to do stuff, you have the ability to do that.
Exactly. And then another neat feature of it is, a lot of times in the old days with the old 4-Trax motor being, you know, sort of cable driven type of deal, and it had a little bit of play in it. Now when I turn this thing on and we're going to go sideways, or if I turn it like that, that's where it's going to stay until I hit the pedal again. It's not going to, you know, swoosh around or move around if there's heavy current, or if you hit in the grass or whatever. Your pedal is going to stay where you leave it.
Nice.
Which is sort of a safety feature of the trolling motor. So it's you know, I mean, I don't know what else we could do to it right now, because it's got every bell and whistle on it that I think that a serious fisherman and a pleasure fisherman needs.
Right. It seems really robust. The whole system, the whole combination of the electronics and the
it's got the proven Minn Kota Ultrex bracket. I mean, that bracket's been out for years. It's handled the big waves of Lake Michigan, Lake Erie, all the big lakes in Canada that I've been to. So it's everything on here is the best of every motor that they've ever made. So it's something that's been proven, all put together in one, and now they got the most ultimate trolling motor on the market, period.
It's really nice. Maybe we could troll around a bit and just see some of the functionality of it.
Oh yeah, sure. I'll turn the speed up here just so you can see how fast it actually reacts. We're going along. I'm going to speed along here at a pretty good pace. We're going to put it on spot lock, and you can see how fast the spot lock, you know, adjusts, you know, kicks in and takes us back to where we wanted to go, or where we wanted to hold to, I guess you could say. And then once it goes back far enough, you'll see the motor turn around and hold us into the wind. There it goes. Now it's got us back far enough. Now it's going to kick us forward. The speed is self-adjusted down, so you're not going at a rapid pace, and it'll hold us here into the wind for for however long we want. As soon as I touch the pedal, it turns off, and I'm back up to 10 just like I was a second ago. Now we're going to turn the north up, the constant switch on. We're going to take it towards that tower over there. We got her headed out to that radio tower. We're going crosswind. You see the wave, the wind's going to try to push the boat this way. You'll see the head of the trolling motor, adjust a little bit along the way to keep us going straight, even with a little bit of a crosswind. If you had this on constant back in the old days, it would be going, we'd make a big arcing turn over there to the corner just because of the wind is going to push you that way. But with the feature on here, so you can see the head making a little bit of adjustment to head us across in the course that we wanted to go. And then again, to turn that off, hit the button, and it's off. Very, very simple to operate. Probably in 15-20 minutes once you put it on your boat. I mean, I think, especially if you use the Ipilot before, I mean, I don't think it'll take you very long at all to get the hang of how to operate the thing.
Right. Very nice features.
And then it comes with the new cable handle. Doesn't have the nylon rope anymore, which is an upgrade. And what's cool about it, if you have a Ultrex trolling motor from the past, once you put your Ultrex on your boat, if for some reason, let's say you crash into something or whatever, you hit a rock pile going 60 because you forgot to put your trolling motor up or whatever it may be, you can actually take the Ultrex off of this bracket and put your Ultrex on this bracket, so it's interchangeable.
Nice.
So that's also a pretty neat feature. Another thing on here too that a lot of trolling motors don't have, mine's mounted on the port side of the bow, but if I wanted to, you could mount it on the starboard side, and this whole cable system here will switch to the other side of the trolling motor, so you can mount it on either side of your boat and swap this cable without any big deal. I mean, so you go on the port side, starboard side, anywhere you want to mount it on your boat, and it'll still fit.
Nice. It's nice to have those mounting options for sure.
Correct, exactly. Most trolling motors are mounted on the starboard side, but some, every once in a while, you'll see a guy want it mounted on the or on the starboard side. So it's one of them deals where it's, like I said, they've thought of everything. I don't know what else they could do. I mean, I guess maybe we'll find out next year. I don't know. But right now, this thing here is the best thing I've ever seen on the front of my boat ever.
It's pretty impressive. It's really impressive, the whole system, how it all combines together, all the different options, whether you want to go somewhere or whether you want to stay somewhere. It's pretty impressive.
And then now this isn't the link unit, but if you have the link unit, Ipilot link unit, you link it to your Helix 10, especially if you had a Lake Master chip in the unit. You could follow contour lines for as long as you want to go. I mean, so there's, you don't have to spend top dollar to get every option, because this thing here still has it'll save 6 spot locks on the remote control that I could go back to throughout the day, as long as you're within a certain distance. I think it's a quarter mile. It'll take you right back to the spot and lock on it. So if you're fishing a series of rock humps and I spot locked on the first one, let's say I'm at the third one and I want to go back to the first one, I can go to my LED screen here, go back to spot lock number 1, or the first rock pile, and it'll take you right back to the rock pile and spot lock right on it for you, and you don't have to touch the trolling motor at all. So I mean, it's got a lot of features on it that you can use, but you don't have to use them, but they're always available for you to use if you need to.
Right.
I mean, it's just
really nice. Again, thanks very much for your time.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for coming down.
And that's the Minn Kota Ultrex. And the fish like it too.
breeze is kind of helping.
Makes it a little cooler. I can't wait.
Again, you're just doing this all by hand.
Yeah, this here's, since we headed back to the marine here, I'm just using all by remote control. Now you can see the foot pedal says it's on 10, but since I'm using the remote control, it's on 5.5.
Right.
But as soon as if I would step on the foot pedal, then the foot pedal, we'd go right back to speed number 10.
And that's one thing that can be a big issue for people, especially after a long winter, is that foot fatigue, getting back out in the first few boat rides for the year, especially, or if you're fishing hard over the summer, it adds up after a while.
Oh, exactly. I mean, when you can see a guy push on it with his finger, with one little finger. I mean, just think if you had a little kid, trying to learn how to operate the motors of old versus today. I mean, a small child could operate this motor without a problem, just because it's so easy with your feet to control.
Once again, that's the Minn Kota Ultrex.